All right, guys, good morning. Today is January 26th. It's Monday, and it is currently 1:29 a.m. in the a.m. I'm up, I'm showered, I'm ready. Kel is getting ready. We're on our way to the airport. The driver's coming to pick us up in about an hour so that we can start this slow trek back home. We will be home by lunchtime today. I think we're scheduled to be back in at around 11:30. I'm looking forward to it. Cali has been an experience. It's been pretty good, but I'm just ready. I think traveling, I really start I max out at 10 days, regardless of where we're going and what we're doing. But yeah, I'm about ready to head back. Tired of living out of a suitcase. I'm ready to get back home, ready to get back to work, ready to get back in office, and just start working on continuing the work on these goals. But we're all packed up. Most of the heavy stuff yesterday. I can say that I think I have successfully, well, once I get back home, I would have successfully completed my experiment of traveling for almost 2 weeks out of a carry-on. But we made it in any event. And yeah, so I'll just carry you guys. Today is a travel day. We have some snacks that we have for travel because it's so early. We may or may not need to eat them, quote unquote, but we got them just in case. So I'm just going to finish, make sure that I have everything, pack up, put the suitcases to the door, and not really surprisingly, I do have a quick bit of work that I need to knock out once everything is done. So I'm going to pack up my charging station, pack up my electronics, everything like that, and just be ready to rock and ride. Oh, travel hack, guys. If you are somebody like me who works quite a bit, wireless HDMIs, transmitters, they are amazing. Maybe I'll do another video on why they're so amazing, but I was always one. I used to travel with my HDMI cable because I'm used to having a dual monitor set up at work, and especially when I'm editing and all that. And even outside of editing, it's just, I think when you have multi-screens, I think it's just cool. And so I kind of use that at my home office. I use it at my office at work. All of my team members have extended screens or additional monitors. And, you know, when I'm traveling, I do. So literally that TV behind me had become my external monitor. And then two, you know, when the Kel and I are done with the night and we want to watch something, we just log into our Netflix account there. Because like here, it didn't have a TV, or because there's a hotel, we didn't have the option to kind of log in. And so we just log in on the web version. But highly recommend. All right. Anyway, I'm about to finish up. I'll touch bases with you guys, I guess, when we're in the car or at the airport. Peace. Okay, and just like that, we are on the line, getting ready to head into the airplane. All right, guys, so we are in Nassau in the airport. We got some of the bags, actually all the bags except for mine. They took my bag. I should just lie and say, yeah, they didn't even check. But yeah, so we're just waiting on my bag. Hopefully it comes down soon, and then hop in the car, we get the car. We ain't got nothing to declare, so Customs should be pretty quick. Just hop in the car, and then from the car, head out. Well, let me show you all. This is my good friend and mentor, Franklin Butler.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say what,
Good to see you, man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise. This is my vlog. So my team tell me I gotta start vlogging now, right?
Sure.
Yeah, no, this is my vlog. So. All right, guys. As you can see, we are back home. I really didn't. I didn't vlog much since. Oh, look at this! I really didn't vlog much since I got back home because since I got back home, pretty much been working. Literally got to the store, then came home, sat down to my desk, and was working. And then Cal and I ate lunch, which was the rotisserie chicken and what it was? Rotisserie chicken and salad. And then I was working straight through. So now I'm going to get in a workout. Just a quick something to get my body moving back in the trenches. Just probably going to do something light, something easy. 15 minutes cardio, and then some light movements. And then I still haven't slept yet. Kel had a nice nap. I haven't slept yet. And so I may just get my workout in, eat something else quick, and shower and go to sleep. You know? It's pretty much what I'm going to do. All right, morning, guys. Today is the 27th. January. It's currently 5:07 a.m. and I'm about to mix my cocktail. All right, guys. So I was in the middle of my workout, got a message from a client, and they wanted me to send an invoice. Today is Tuesday. They need event coverage for for Thursday. And naturally, I'm going to send this right now. And keep in mind that it's 6:18 a.m. Now, my clients know that I am an early riser, and they also know that I am always available and accessible. So she had no problem messaging me at 6 a.m. to let me know that she was trying to send this thing. And I just think that's dope. So I obviously paused my workout. I'm going to send this invoice. This is a client that, of course, we've worked with in the past. They know that we can deliver. However, we did drop the ball on the last project that we did for them. They weren't completely blown away. And so even though I'm not offering them a discount on this particular service, I am going to add some extra value by incorporating some additional elements. And so this is what I am going to do right now. All right, guys. Morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is still Tuesday, January 27th. I am on my way to work. Very excited because I haven't been there in about 2 weeks. So I'm very excited to get in, get to work. We literally have a packed day and week. I just confirmed 2 shoots. I also had 2 client calls this morning, and it's just shortly after 8 a.m. Because after I would have gotten a call from another client that other client, I got another call from another client finalizing a personal branding contract for $60,000, and so she said she's going to go. She said it's a go. We're rolling, and so she said she's going to sign the service agreement, cut the check, and with this one, it isn't going to be an upfront payment. We are going to do installment payments, but she has committed to that, and so, you know, expressing some flexibility. She is an existing client. We have done work with her before. I understand that she is on a tight, timeline, and so one of the things that we do, you know, is we look at the relationship, right? And so just based on the relationship that I have with her, I said, you know what, we will be able to work something out. So I just told her to cut a check today, sign the service agreement today, and then we'll figure out the balance. But the work needs to get done, and so that's done. The team now has a high-end corporate event for the other client that is scheduled for shooting Thursday. Tomorrow is our team retreat, so that's happening. And then what else? And then Saturday we have a shoot. So it's a pretty busy time, which I welcome. And in between all of this, we do have some shoots that we need to knock out for Scotiabank. They want a 3-part Vox Pop series that they got in contact with us about yesterday, and so that's something that we're going to be working on as well. But you know, my plan or my goal is to just continue to create these opportunities for the team and leave it to the team, for the most part, to kind of figure out how these things are going to be executed. But I'm very excited. You know, we got a lot of making up to do in terms of we didn't really do much in the first part of this month. And so it looks like quite a bit of things are coming to a head this now. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm back in office, and I will say, feels great to be back. It does feel really good to be back. So, we do have our morning huddle. So it's just a matter of kind of going through that. You need to toss that stuff. Yeah, got a lot of work to do, but it feels great to be back. All right, guys, let's roll out. All right, morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I missed y'all, you know. I did. I missed my team here. All right, so kind of just hop right into it, because I know we have a lot of things to do. When y'all hear decluttering, what comes to mind?
Just clearing out space, like things that no longer serve.
Mm-hmm. Same?
Like spring cleaning.
Yeah. All right. Do you know that decluttering or clutter, your physical environment, has a direct effect on your mental and emotional state? Yeah. You know that. Yeah. And they often say that your space, your physical space, is a reflection of your mental and emotional state. So if you have a cluttered, junky, dirty space, that's exactly how your mind works, and that's how your emotional state is. Y'all believe that to be true or no? Yeah. All right. So when we talk about decluttering, why decluttering and organizing your physical space matters more than people admit. One, your environment is a mirror of your standards. The space you operate in reflects what you tolerate. Clutter isn't just stuff. It's postponed decisions, unfinished loops, and low-grade chaos you've subconsciously accepted. When you clean it up, you're not just organizing shelves, you're raising the bar on what's acceptable in your life, personally and professionally. Two, mental clarity. Mental clarity follows physical order. Your brain is constantly processing what it sees, and a cluttered space creates background noise, tiny distractions that drain focus and decision making. When your environment is clean and intentional, your mind has room to think strategically instead of reactively. Momentum. Momentum loves a clean space. Ever notice how much easier it is to start when your desk, gym, studio, office, room is dialed in? Order removes friction. You don't waste energy looking for things, resetting gear, getting ready to get ready. You just can focus on execution. Discipline. Discipline compounds in visible ways. Decluttering is often the first visible win when somebody decides to get serious about life. It's controllable, immediate, and reinforcing. You show yourself, I do what I say I'm going to do. That discipline tends to spill over into all other areas of your life, including fitness, finance, relationships, professional and personal. Your space shapes how others experience you, whether it's friends, family, clients, team members. People read your environment before they listen to your words. An organized space communicates professionalism, intentionality, and respect for detail without saying a thing. Clutter is deferred decision making. Every item that you haven't dealt with represents a decision you avoided, kept, discard, file, or delegate. Organizing forces clarity. And you design your identity through environment. Your space either supports who you are becoming or anchors who you were. A well-organized environment can reinforce a new identity, discipline, focus, high-performing, and intentional. That's why environment change often precedes behavioral change. Like, this is important, and as a behavioral change specialist, that's one of the first things we talk about, like shaping your environment, right? But that's often done in the context of make it easier for you to do the things that you say you're going to do, right? And so, or make it harder through shaping your environment to do the things that you want to stop doing. And so if you want to stop snacking at home, stop buying cookies to keep in the house, right? If you want to get more serious about your physical fitness, then lay out your clothes the night before. All of these things are shaping the environment. And so I want to encourage you. We would have done an exercise, and I'm so happy, walking in here and seeing the office in the way that it is, because it does warm my heart. It's like, okay, well, wow, now we're ready to wait. That storage room is a complete 180 from before I left, right? And so that does my heart well, but I really want you guys to just do an assessment. Hey, just do an assessment of your own personal life, right? Is your room clean or dirty, right? And clean isn't like, is there a bunch of stuff, right? If you're hoarding stuff, if you have stuff, if it's a cluttered space, it's a messed up space, then you cannot truly fully engage in the process of becoming your best self and accomplishing the big things if your space is cluttered, right? And people sometimes say, oh, well, this is organized chaos. That's garbage. It's simply physics, it's science, that it's easier to move through a clear space than it is to move through a cluttered space. And so I would encourage you guys, if you haven't done that deep dive exercise into decluttering your space, I would encourage you guys to take some time very soon to do that. A big part of decluttering your space is getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Tev kind of said that, well, she said that this morning. Alex and Tyler would have heard me say, just if we ain't using it, just throw it away. Like, what, if we haven't used it in the last 3 months, some of these things they have never seen us use. Ty been here going on 3 years, Zana been here going on 2 years. Throw it away, right? But we create these sentimental attachments to stuff, and oftentimes it's hard to throw it away because we feel as though we're throwing away a part of us, but it's garbage, it's just stuff, right? And so as a general rule, something that I do, that I wish I could get my wife to do, but something that I do is, like I do a regular culling of my closet. I do a regular culling of my home office. And my typical rule is if I haven't used it in 3 months, in the last 3 months, it goes in a pile to be tossed. And even with clothes, it's like, oh, we wear the same thing every day. We use the same things every day. If this isn't something that I can use or that I know somebody else could use, so either I toss it or I give it away, right? But that's a challenge for a lot of people. So I'd encourage you guys, declutter your spaces, whether it's home, work, wherever, and remove that fabricated sentimental attachment to stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be 3 months. You know, you could do it, but really if you find something that you was like, oh, I didn't even remember I had this, throw it away. Because the reality is it can just end up in a pile of stuff that in the next year, you can come, oh, I didn't even remember I had this. It's just taking up space, all right? So that's what I would encourage you guys to do. Declutter your spaces for 2026, all right? That's my word. Guessing up my new light.
Did you miss me today? So it was your first day not spending all day with me.
Yeah, I don't know what I did with myself. I was like, I miss my wife. I miss, our regular, all right, wake until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, getting ahead for lunch and walking around chippy chappy.
Today when I got in the shower, I was like, oh my God, this hot shower feels amazing.
When I woke up last night to use the bathroom, for a minute I was like, where the fuck am I? Like legit, like in my head I was in the hotel room. Crazy, man. Be right back there in a couple of weeks. All right, morning guys. Today is January 28th. It is currently 3:36 a.m. I am about to do my morning cocktail and then train. Yeah, so today is our team retreat, and so we are going over quite a bit of stuff. Today as it relates to the way forward for the year. So, plan is to train. I still have to finish up my presentation for the day. The plan is to train, just head to the office super early and take it from there. You know, it's the end of January. Have all these big plans for 2026. And I feel extremely behind. Extremely behind in my fitness goals, extremely behind in my business goals, my money goals, just all of my goals. And it's one of those situations where you feel like what I'm feeling right now is, the thought that's in my head is, one, I don't want to feel like this, but it just feels like so much to do. Not just to get where I want to be, but even just to get on track. And it is very overwhelming and, quite honestly, very discouraging. And so, the thoughts are creeping in my head. What's the point? I think about how I'm actually further behind with my fitness goals than I was last year, this time. And it's like, you're asking yourself, what's the point, right? And so this isn't an uncommon feeling in terms of I have felt like this before. And even though it isn't very, very often, this is a pivotal moment in the journey where you've decided that you want to go forward, you want to do the thing, and you're moving on that path, and then you realize, for whatever reason, that from the point that you are right now, it's going to be extremely difficult. And that's regardless of whether or not you're behind like I am, or at least feel like you're behind like I am, or, you're at this point. And so my strategy is now a couple of things. One is to just continue to move forward and focus on the right now and every day. What can I do in this moment today that will get me closer, right? And doing that against the backdrop that if I stop doing the things, that if I start doing the required task that I have decided that will get me closer to where I want to be, I'll never get there. And instead of focusing on right now, the final destination being so far, focus on what can I do today in this moment right now that is directionally correct and in alignment with where I want to end up next year. And yes, January is done. I do feel behind, but it is unfair to me for me to say that I'm in the same place as I was last year. Because last year, last year this time, I was still making preparations to go to Colombia for my dental work. I recently just came back from Colombia for my dental work. Last year, I had a team, including myself, of 4. This year, I have a team of about 18. 8 core team members. And even as I'm saying that, reality is my team is closer to 12 or 13 because all of the extended team members aren't operating at the level that we need them to actively participate in. And so it's one of those things where, all right, are you really in the same spot or further behind? And my focus now is shaking the emotions and just surrendering myself to my routine, and I guess surrendering myself to the guidelines that I set forth, right? And honestly, now just making a conscious effort to remove emotion from it, and just focus on doing the thing, regardless of how I feel about doing the thing. Regardless if I feel that doing the thing is going to get me closer, if I feel it's a waste of time, if I feel discouraged, just sort of removing that and focus on doing the thing. And so that's what I'm going to do, you know. Just going to focus on doing the thing. But it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's hard. You think, and it's so overwhelming, and it's so stressful, and at the end of the day, you don't really have anybody that you can, I guess, vent to. Can't go to my wife with this. Can't go to my team with this because my wife, my team, of course, they're looking at me to get everything done. And so I do have my group, my mastermind, but even that, we haven't had an opportunity to meet for the year yet. You know, between travel and everything. So it's like, what do you do, right? Like, you just gotta suck it up, get it done, and not even seek comfort, but really cling on to the fact that if you focus on what needs to be done today and just getting through the day, just focus on doing today and getting through the day. So that's really where I'm at. We have our team retreat. Goal is, like I said, just to focus on and getting through the day. But it's a lot, guys. So, a lot. And it never feels like, it just always feels like a struggle, you know? It's a battle. It's a battle. You know, I think we need to give time and attention and care to what it is that we're wanting to accomplish. You know, we've been throwing out this number, this goal for 2026, you know, turning lifestyles into a 10 figure, an 8-figure powerhouse. But what does that actually mean in real time? And what role do we play? Morning, guys. Today is the 29th. January 29th. It's early. It's like 4 something in the morning. All right, good morning, guys. Today is January 29th. It is currently 4:43 a.m. I am getting ready for my day. Yesterday was a pretty comprehensive day. We had our team retreat. I didn't vlog much yesterday because, you know, it was a retreat. We did get some content coverage of the retreat, you know, but we didn't record the whole thing, just enough for like a highlight reel or whatever. But the idea behind that, I guess, event was to really just do some team building stuff, but also to share the vision and the game plan for the road to 10 million. So it was done with all of the core team members, which there are 8 of us, and it was a full day. We got food, we got breakfast, we had lunch, we did activities. I had presentations from my leadership, which is Tev and Ty, and it was good. I actually missed Tyler's presentation because I had to go and pick up the lunch, and I didn't want Tev to miss his presentation. So I went and I picked up the lunch, and yeah, we did all of that. And so it was good. It was good. We have a full day today in terms of there's some proposals that I actually really have to get out. Two main ones, one for personal branding client, one for a corporate client. We're doing a flagship commercial for. And then I got to follow up with a couple of clients on other projects. Team is going to be set. I also got to break down my office because a lot of the components in my office we use for my set for the Really Q podcast, which we're filming tomorrow. And so the guys are setting it up today, it being the set. And so I actually brought the company bus to do that, decide doing that. So I got to do that this morning. Carry as much as I can carry in the bus this morning, and then whatever else we need to do, I'll have Alex pick up today so we could have that set done. We do have a shoot in studio with Prescription Powder Pharmacy. That's happening today. And then tomorrow I'll be filming for the podcast all day. We actually have 5 episodes that we're filming. 5 episodes that we're filming. We have 5 really solid guests. And so I'll probably do the 5 episodes and see if I could do at least 3 solo episodes. So I'll be prepared to do that. I got to pick up my wardrobe for tomorrow. I don't really know what I'm wearing. I'll figure it out. And then I got to book my barber's appointment today so that I could be ready to film tomorrow. And then we have the Red Cross Ball on Saturday. And so I got my tux. My tux came in for that. I was trying to get it hem yesterday, but I can't get it hem, so I at least got to make sure that I get it pressed. I got to check, see that I'm working today. It's crazy because we've literally only been home 2 days, and I feel like I've been home a week already. Like legit. All right, so I got legs with hamstring focus. Plan is to just knock that shit out. But yeah. And then on Saturday, I actually have a shoot with a personal branding client that I really do feel I have to be on set for. Mainly because we have so much stuff going on. So I gotta make sure that we have coverage on Saturday. All right, so let me go put on my shoes, get the day started. Ooh, that's bright. All right, guys, I am on my way to the office. I'm in the bus today because I have a bunch of stuff in here that I have to carry to the office for my podcast set tomorrow. And so but that's what I have. Yeah, I don't know, guys. If I'm being 100% honest, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting fatigued with the blogging. I think a big part of it is that I don't think I have that much interesting things to talk about. I will, however, say that, I got a workout in this morning. It does feel good to get up and move. And regardless of the rut that you may feel that you're in, it's good to just continue to do the work regardless of how you feel. I think I am living that period now in my life. But, feels good. I have a full day. I got to knock out some proposals to get some proposals back to some clients. We have to do some prep for the podcast. That's happening. Tomorrow, we got a team has to set up for that. And then I also got to get my hair cut. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff I gotta do today. Right, word of the day. I want to talk a little bit about, because it's right around this time where those of us who would have set, the vast majority of people who set New Year's resolutions and have these goals and started January off the bat, this is normally the time when they start to taper off, right? For various reasons, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between starting over and starting again. First of all, do y'all think there's a difference between starting over and starting again? Or is it like the same?
I can see where there'd be a difference.
What would be the difference?
The difference is, I guess, your mindset or attitude towards it first. So it's not like you're starting a whole new thing, but you're picking up where you left off. It's starting again versus starting over. Sounds like a whole new journey to me.
Okay. Anybody else?
I feel like it's kind of
Feel like it's kind of the same? All right. So, in reality, there's a huge difference between starting over and starting again, even though people use them like they're the same thing. Starting over normally comes from loss or collapse. It feels like the reset you didn't ask for, like something broke or something ended. The slate feels wiped clean, but so does your confidence. So when you start over, you often question yourself, was any of it even worth it? It's heavy, emotional, and usually tied to grief, failure, or burnout, right? So that's normally when people say, I have to start over. I have to start over from scratch. I'm sure production team could relate to if they added in and the system crashes. You got to start over from scratch. Starting again is different. Starting again is intentional. You're not pretending the past didn't happen, you're bringing it with you. The lessons, the scars, the skills, the awareness. You're not at 0, you're at version 2, 3, or even 10. You're recalibrating, not rebuilding from scratch. And that's the biggest difference, because sometimes, especially when things don't go according to plan, we feel like we have to start over, right? And this is true in business, life, relationships. Even when I divorced my first wife and that first marriage ended, I felt really like a failure. I felt like, wow, I gotta start all over. But the reality was that it wasn't me starting over, because I was starting from a place where, even though I couldn't articulate exactly what it is that I wanted, I knew for a fact what I didn't want. And so when I met my now wife, even getting into that relationship, because I had an unpleasant experience with my first wife, it was like, okay, I know what that looks like, feels like, tastes like, smells like. And so I know I don't want to repeat that. And so even though I was starting over with the whole relationship thing, it was different because I had the experiences and the lessons and even the grief of my previous marriage to go on. And so starting over says I lost everything. Starting again says I learned something. Starting over focuses on all of the things that went wrong. Starting again focuses on what's possible now that you know better. Starting over is survival mode. Starting again is growth mode. This matters a lot for high performance entrepreneurs, creatives, really people like us, because from the outside, a pivot can look like starting over. New direction, new strategy, new season. But internally, it's not a reset, it's an evolution. And even with that, on my entrepreneurial journey, I started out in finance with a mortgage brokerage. And then I got into fitness. And then I got into media. And now I'm in real estate. And one of the things that I was like, boy, people can think, they can talk about me because Ethan can't do nothing. Jack of all trades is master of none. But he always doing something. There isn't anything that he's consistently doing. But I can say that with every business, venture, industry that I've gotten into, I've built on that. So the lessons that I learned in my first business that I started when I was 24 carried me to my second business, which carried me to this business, and I'm applying all of those lessons to media and real estate now. And so that's a good thing to think about it as an evolution. Think about it as growth, not like a negative thing. So I just wanted to share that because, sometimes we do feel like on our journey towards accomplishing our goals, like we gotta start over, we gotta start from scratch, or we gotta reset, or things ain't going. But if you look at the difference between starting over and starting again, couple that with the fact that you are in control, and you can decide now if it's going to be day one, or you can continue to fall further and further away from your goal. But if you decide right now in this moment that, okay, well, despite what happened, I'm starting again from this moment, then this should be the furthest you would be away from your goal going forward, despite what happened in the past. That make sense? Yeah? You get it? Okay, good. All right, that's my word of the day, guys. All right, guys, hope you are doing well. Today is January 30th. It's currently 5:05 a.m. I am getting ready for work. Well, not for work. Getting ready for my workout. And I can tell you on no lie, guys, this is one of those times in business that completely has you stressed. Completely has me stressed. Today is payday. And I have my salary expenses have skyrocketed over the last couple of months, and my revenue hasn't caught up yet. And so the long and short of it is that I really don't have enough to cover full payroll today, and today is payday. On top of that, Monday. It is Friday. Monday, rent is due, utilities are due, all of these expenses. And so today, as of today, I need just to cover expenses, I need an additional about 25,000 that I need to make today. That isn't all the expenses. Like I said, I have enough to cover payroll for my core team. I still need payroll for my extended team, plus the other expenses, which totals up to about 25,000 that I need today. So, but at the same time, I still have to go in, I still have to maneuver, I still have to do all these things. And, this is the part of the business that people don't see, right? This is part of entrepreneurship that people don't see. And honestly, I question whether or not I would share this with you guys, but it isn't like I just woke up this morning and was like, okay, I don't have enough. I've been working to try and get these things, which is why, I tell my team, like, we don't have the luxury of not moving when a client calls, and a variety of stuff. And, oddly enough, I have been in these exact same spots before. And it normally comes as a result of me continuing to stretch and grow, right? Every new phase comes new challenges, and these are one of the new challenges. And so there is often this awkward or very stressful period between where I am and where I want to be as I'm going there. And it's like, okay, well, your life has to catch up to where you are. How this looks in business is, we understand that we're growing, so I brought on, literally doubled my team, doubled my office space by acquiring studio space, but the revenues weren't there yet. And so it was kind of like the horse and the carriage. In order to handle the load, I needed to increase the team, but the increased team hasn't brought in the increased revenue yet. And so there's this stretching period that happens. And fitness for me, that's, being 275 pounds, doing the things that my 224 pound, 8% body fat body needs to be successful. In terms of, this is me going out, not doing the drinking, not eating everything, practicing discipline, doing the things that a healthier and fit version of myself does normally, without having the body that reflects that, or without having the weight on the scale that reflects that. Honestly, this is a period where a lot of people actually break. And it is very stressful. It is very stressful because, I have 15 households, 16 households that are depending on that payment, those payments, right? And so that's something that I'm just going to have to navigate and maneuver. Today I do have quite a bit of filming for the Really Q podcast. We actually have 3 different projects, big projects going on. So we have that. Alex and his team are covering the Shift Conference, and then we're actually doing official corporate headshots for Scotia Wealth Management. And so Tyler and Lauren are doing that. And then we have my podcast. We're shooting 5 guest episodes of that. And it's not only 5 guest episodes, but it's who the guests are. We have some very big hitters. One who, Miles Monroe Jr., has an amazing podcast himself. So I want to make a good impression. Naturally, we have Candace Knowles from Chexie. We have Glennette Fowler from Falco, who's a personal branding client that we're actually in the proposal stages for. And podcasting is one of the things that she wants to do, so I want to be able to demonstrate that. As well as we have Montino Roberts, who is an existing personal branding client. And Dr. Tamara Moss, who is actually my sister. So, we have a heavy lineup of top tier clients or guests. So I do want to make a really great impression, one. And then the next thing is, the team's going to be dispersed. It's a lot that's going on today. But I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. I am happy. I was concerned. I am happy that when I checked the cameras this morning, the set is already set up, because as of 5 o'clock when I left, nothing was happening. I wasn't even sure if it was going to happen. If I'm being honest, I didn't have the most confidence that it was going to happen, but I am guessing that Tyler really did make sure that it was done. And so when I checked the cameras this morning at 5, the set was already set up, which is something that I'm very happy about. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready, do my workout, and head out early, so I can get some stuff done, and I'll keep you guys posted. Am I gonna make enough money today? Am I gonna have enough money come in today? Some $25,000 to cover all of my expenses, and pay my team, and pay my rent, and pay all these things. And it's like you got to do that while still demanding the best from your team. It's this is not one of my favorite spots to be in. All right. Anyway, I'm about to get this work. Peace.